Hey everybody, this is the post-mortem analysis for game one of this new kind of climbing the rating ladder series that I'm working on. I didn't really like the way the live recording turned out. Still kind of new to talking into a webcam and OBS and such, so I figured just for continuity's sake, rather than starting the channel with game two, I would run through this just very quickly and show how the first game went. It was a queen's pawn opening here. And there's nothing too crazy out of the opening. Pretty standard position. And let's see. I think this was the first moment that I took a little time. Where are we at? Yeah, took a little time here to think. Just trying to understand this knight b6 move. I commented in the game that it seemed a little strange, but I guess he's maybe wanting to come in here, which maybe isn't so strange, so I just wasn't sure what his idea was. Kind of curious what the computer is going to think of it. Yeah, this is all standard stuff, so I'm just flying through the opening. That's good. I was thinking queen here just to kind of centralize the queen. It can't really easily be chased away from this square. Yeah, computer doesn't really like this either. I thought he probably had something better, but wasn't sure what he wanted. But I've got a pretty clear idea of making a battery here and targeting h7. And that's exactly what I do. And I noticed pretty quickly that this was a blunder because he's not respecting this threat enough. And it starts with capturing. If I capture first here, then he just gets to recapture with his knight. I think that's why. Let's see. Yeah. And he can't go here because he loses checkmate on the spot. So he has to capture back with the pawn or the queen. And then he has to waste a tempo guarding against this checkmate threat. So we just pick up a piece for free and scoop up the free pawn. I didn't see any drawbacks whatsoever with taking that material. Sometimes you get like positional weaknesses or like the queen gets overextended, but I didn't think that was the case here. And that's technically true. However, my follow-up, I let him exploit this pin. Kind of disappointed in that. It's pretty much, I think this game went pretty well for me. This was like the only blemish on an otherwise fairly well-played game, but I found the best continuation here regardless, which is queen c5, offering the exchange of queens and getting a passed pawn here. That's pretty difficult for black to deal with. And king takes. You can go rook takes. King takes makes more sense. The queens are off the board. There's no real danger anymore. And you want to get the king involved. So yeah, king takes. And rook can just stay here and kind of babysit this pawn. He attacks the pawn. Well, I don't know what's best for him. Maybe pushing here. Because my next move, I just block him. Oh, nope. Rook b8's best here for him. I guess eyeing my own loose pawn. In any case, rook c8, bishop a4, yeah, blockading here and preparing for advance. So I was disappointed to blunder that skewer and drop the exchange, but in this position I'm still up 2 points in material, and I like the way I converted, keeping this pawn protected. It's not always easy to do that, but there's just a little bit of technique here. He's going to double up and attack it twice. It's already push it, so it's defended twice now. Computer likes this more. I wager they're fairly equivalent. Yeah, this is plus 4.8. This is plus 4.7. Not a huge practical difference here. And then I have ideas of jumping in here. He cuts that idea off. And I kind of calculated that this has to come immediately. because he can cut me off. And if he gets this move in, let's just say I make a nothing move. It still wants him to double, but I wonder if this is okay. I guess he still has issues here. But that's what I was worried about, and maybe I didn't need to be. Kind of boxing the knight out. I wanted the knight involved in the defense and advancement of this pawn. So this comes first, comes with a tempo because this is hit, and his pieces are pretty uncoordinated. This is hit with a fork, so he has to deal with it and defend the pawn. And then I spent a while calculating knight moves and decided that it worked. This is coming, so the rook is hit, and I realized that the rook can't really go anywhere good. The only way he can go safely is e7. As far as I could tell, maybe this isn't safe either, but he's hit here. Pawn controls these, knight controls here. So if he goes back, which he does in the game, it comes with a fork, and he basically gives me the exchange back. And that's what we had. After captures, push the pawn one more time. He scoots in, keeping the king active. Maybe the king can babysit these to generate some counterplay. I don't know. This is like dead loss for black in any case. Rook here, force the king back, or I guess he could go here. I think he didn't want to go here because it comes with a discovered check, but that discovered check is kind of fruitless. Like, there was nothing I could attack without giving the pawn up, so I wasn't planning on playing it anyway. And from this position, I figured I had this held securely. There was nothing he could do about it, so just the long king march up the board, and going to promote the pawn eventually. And he resigned in that position. So that is how the first game went. I will have the second game up shortly because I've already played that. This is retroactive analysis. Like I said, for continuity's sake, I just wanted to include this, even though the first recording didn't work, just so we have all the games that I'm playing in this series. So if you watched this far, thank you very much. Hopefully you'll see you again next time.